Hey everybody, it's Doug here. Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to our playthrough. We're actually going to start playing, really, today, our game of Batman, the animated series, Gotham Under Siege, which is a really cool superhero game in which we're fighting for the sake of this 3D version of Gotham City, trying to save them from various villains such as Poison Ivy and Hugo Strange, the Joker, Talia al Ghul, and Scarecrow at the moment. There are more. There's a whole big block of masterminds. Now, in the last episode, we did the setup, and as part of the first setup, you kind of do go into the first part of the turn, which is the act phase, and we have done all of this. So we're about to go in hero phase, but just for a quick review, this is the act we ended up with. It's destructive mobs. So a bunch of mobs are trying to destroy Gotham City. And to beat this card, we have to put out a number of dice as we roll. And you'll see how the mechanic works. Right now we need 3 5s here to defeat this. We did not use the ability, the Batcave computer, which said we could put out another story card and a couple of heroes get a bonus die. Now, bonus dice are really worth it. I just didn't know if that was worth it. And this is really the first big, real playthrough I've done of this. So we'll see how it goes. Next up, we have the Gotham City track. And you see that we have the bat signal here on 2. That means we have 2 bat signals that we can use. We have the explosion track on 5 and the citizens track, people track on 8, and if either of these two get to 0, we lose the game. That's one of the lose conditions. We also lose if we actually lose a hero, and it's not that easy to lose a hero, but you can. And we also use this card to populate the city with heroes, story cards, or a number of heroes rather. But we populate it with story cards, masterminds, and villains, and that's already been done. And there's quite a few. We got some battles on our hands. Up in the north part of the city, we have Poison Ivy and Hugo Strange that we have to defeat. Right over here on the west side, we only have a couple of henchmen. But then on the south side, we got Joker and Talia al Ghul with a bunch of bad guys with him. And then Scarecrow on the east side with a bunch of bad guys with him. Now, there's a couple of special abilities that go on here. Like Talia al Ghul cannot be defeated if she has ninjas. There's 2 in her space, so she can't even be hurt. And then we have also, I think Hugo Strange was one we have to defeat pretty quickly. And Batman, I put Batman up there to make sure this happens. Heroes cannot use the skill card, which is their skill card that they have, or skill tokens, which are the special skill tokens they have, as long as he's alive. Now, he only takes a 4 to hit, but there's villains there, other little villains there as well. We get to choose who we get to beat up, and depending on the ability we're using. And we're going to start right now going into the hero phase. So Batman, if you have Batman in the game, he is always the act leader in the first act. He gets to make the decisions. And what happens first is we all roll dice. Every one of us rolls our set of dice. For Batman, that is these 4 blue dice. And I had a really good roll when I was testing. Let's see, and then not as good a roll this time. Here's his 4 dice. He's got 2 4s and 3 and a 2. Not that great. But we'll see, because we have all these things we can do to manipulate that, like this 4 plus as utility belt gadget, something like that. Let's roll for, maybe I should have said, this is my first roll, but oh gosh, yeah, not going as well this time around. Anyway, for Robin, we have a 5, a 4, a 1, and a 2. And then for Batgirl, we have, oh look, she killed it. 6, 2 6s, a 5, and a 3. I know she's going to be wanting to spend, we got to get 3 5s somehow on the destructive mob. And this is all the dice we have. So Robin and her are going to have to spend their 5s. There's only 2 of them on the board, so we got to find a way to manipulate that. We also, the other big problem we have is the Flames of Fear require 5s as well. If we do not defeat the Flames of Fear, this is Scarecrow and he's out there, we roll a die. 1 to 5, we move the explosion token 1 space to the left. On a 6, we move it 2 spaces. It says, while active, heroes that move onto the rooftops become wounded. So we will not be able to go on the rooftops until we've defeated that. Then we also have the Streets of Terror. We just need to get a 15 plus. I mean, there's so many things going on. We don't have that many dice. It's kind of crazy. And we can't use our cards until we've defeated Hugo Strange. So let's see what Batman can do, because after we've done that, we're going to activate our heroes. And what that means is we get to spend a die. And then we go around and spend all of our dice until we're done. And then we resolve the crisis phase and see what happens with the crisis and the villains. And did we defeat the destructive mobs, etc. Let's see if we can do it. Here we are with Batman. Now the biggest problem is until we get Hugo Strange out of the way, we can't do this each time you place a 6. He doesn't have any 6s anyway right now. But we do have I Am Batman. It says when performing hero, that doesn't help us now either. So we have Swinging Defense says when activated by placing a 1 die, so we don't have a 1 die, so we can't do that. We have Heroic Leadership, which requires a 6, so we can't do that. We have Utility Belt Gadget. When activated by placing a 4 or higher die, gain 2 bat signal points and deal damage to villains on Batman's battlefield equal to the die placed. Okay, there's a thing we can do. Now, let me think about that, because we're definitely going to do that. We also have Acrobatic Attack. When activated by placing a die, any die, deal damage equal to the die placed +1 on Batman's battlefield. Batman may move freely once during this action to an adjacent battlefield or rooftop. Well, we may take him up on that as we go, and this can be any number of dice. So let's see how we do damaging the area he's in. So one of the things we got to do is get rid of Hugo Strange and Poison Ivy. But to get rid of Poison Ivy, we have to kill a couple of her plants too. Okay, so I think the first thing we're going to do is we are going to use Batman's 4. We're going to place it right here. And we're going to do this. So it says, when activated by placing a 4 or higher die, we gain 2 bat signal points and deal damage to villains on Batman's battlefield equal to the die placed. Perfect, right? So we're going to gain 2 bat signal points, and we're going to get Hugo Strange off the battlefield, because it says he is a 4, which we placed right here. So let me look at that. And it really is that simple. So we got 2 bat signals and we defeated Hugo Strange. Now, that's the only thing he did in this round. We still have Poison Ivy there, and we still got stacks and stacks of bad guys. But for right now, Hugo Strange has been defeated by Batman in the north part of Gotham City. And his ability here, which prevents us from using our cards, is now void because we defeated him. That was the first die placement. Now let's go on to Robin and see what he's going to do. Robin is on the east side with Scarecrow, and I think he might do the Whirling Kick. It says when activated by placing a 2 die, Robin must move to any battlefield and deal 7 damage to villains. There afterwards, move 4 villains from his battlefield on an adjacent battlefield. I don't know if we want to do that yet. We could do a somersault attack. He also has loyal sidekick. Well, we don't want to do that either. Timely quip. Nope. Somersault attack. When activated by placing any die, deal damage to the villains on Robin's battlefield. So he can't quite get Scarecrow. Well, he can do enough because you get to deal all the damage. So like if I kill Scarecrow, I can still apply some damage to the thugs. It's a pool of damage. All the people on his space are considered villains. So what I might do is take his 4. Well, maybe I'm going to hold on to his 4 because we might get the ability to manipulate some dice. We also have Robin's Rage. We can add +2 to Robin's attack. And destruction rolls for villains on Robin's battlefield. He may not be on rooftops during this crisis phase. Only succeed on a 1 or 3. Well, that's better. Gives us a better chance of not having destructions in the space he's in. So we'll see where he goes. But we can do any of his attacks, and we're going to gain +2 damage because of his rage. So I could put a 2 here. Like if I put this 2 here, but maybe I don't want to. Maybe I want to actually use the 1. Because if I put the 1 there, that's going to be a 3, 4, 5. That's enough to kill Scarecrow. Let's take a look at Scarecrow real quick. See, because he does have something special on him. All thugs and henchmen and ninjas with Scarecrow battlefield +1 rank. So if we defeat him, when Scarecrow appears, we already did this. Each hero on the battlefield must, so we were okay there. But we can kill him with a 5, and if I place this 1 right here, we will defeat Scarecrow. I know it's crazy, right? But that's the way that it goes. So I think we're going to do that because now all the thugs in his battlefield go back to normal. So I think that was important. And I'm going to just double check something on that real quick. I'm going to make sure I can attack him first. I believe I can. I don't think you have to. You just get to declare who you attack. Yeah, we're good there. So let's go on to Batgirl now. Let's take a look and see what she can do. She's got a rooftop assault, but she's not on the rooftop, so we can't do that. We got Women's Intuition. When activated by placing a 3 die, she does have a 3 die. Deals 6 damage to villains on Batgirl's battlefield. She's in the south side, by the way, with a lot of villains. So she could take out the 2 ninjas with that. What else does she do? Let me pull this closer. It's a little far away from me on the table. Okay, here's her card. So it says, one other hero on your battlefield may change one of their dice to any number. Well, she doesn't have any other heroes, so maybe we want to wait on that. We can throw throw Batarang for a 2. She does not have a 2, so we can't do that. Kicks and Punches is just her thing. When activated by placing any die, deal damage equal to the die placed plus 2. She also, with her 6, can do her Bat Cycle Assault. Let's take a look at that, because that might be something we want to do. She's got enough to defeat a lot of cards, though. We have to pay attention to that. So her Bat Cycle Assault is when activated by placing a 6 on this card. Move to any battlefield and defeat the tallest villain stack at that location. That's pretty beefy right there. And then Bat Cycle, once per activation step, hero step, Batgirl may discard one of her tokens when doing kicks and punches to make movement free and increase damage she deals by 6. So we got a lot of things we can do with her, and she got her 6 cents in each act phase. You may choose and discard. We didn't do that because I really don't know them well enough to be able to use that ability effectively. Anyway, I think what we're going to do is we're not going to do any of those this turn. We're going to take her 5, and we're going to place... See, there's a chance of doing damage here, but this will blow up a building. So we're going to place a 5 there. That's her placement. So she's helping to quell the destructive mobs in the streets. I mean, she's got a lot of things she can do, and I think I want to take advantage of her abilities best I can, like by moving Robin to her battlefield after he takes out a bunch of common criminals. Maybe the whole stack's there. We'll see if we can pull this off, because we do have to defeat this. Now, for 3 players, I need to get 3 5s on Destructive Mob and 2 more, a 4+ and a 5+ on Flames of Fear, and 15 on the Streets of Terror. We're not going to be able to do all of them, I don't think, because we didn't roll that well. But we do get to do, we can spend bat signals to do things too, don't forget. And each time, and unfortunately the ability of supported from Alfred Pennyworth that Batman has didn't help him at all because he never rolled a 6. But anyway, let's see what he can do. So we are back around to Batman. He's gotten rid of gotten rid of the villain, one of the villains there, Hugo Strange, which means we can use our cards, but I don't know, we might want to place that 4 on the Flames of Fear now, because it's not going to do him any good anywhere else on his card. I do definitely want to try and take down a lot of the enemies in his space, though. So I was trying to think about how to defeat Poison Ivy, but unfortunately we have to do that damage too. So he would have to do quite a bit of damage. I mean, we got some things we could do. I really wanted to focus on heroes. We could do this. I might use this anyway just to get it, just to be able to get some things done. So let's start by burning his first token there, and let's throw Batarang. It says once per activation step, or activate hero step, Batman may discard one of his tokens to throw his Batarang, ricocheting it around the battlefield, defeating the highest ranked villains on each battlefield. Defeating the highest ranked villain. So while that would be Poison Ivy on his battlefield, I don't think he can do that. And masterminds are, it says in the rulebook that masterminds are considered villains. So I do believe that this would defeat, for example, the Joker, right? It says, but after we attack him, he might come back. But I do think that's how that works, because he is the highest ranked villain on Batman's on that battlefield with Batgirl. And so, just looking at it, it does say that note masterminds, henchmen, and thugs and ninjas are all considered villains. So I think we're going to do that. So to start with, we're going to knock off a ninja there. And then we'll knock off a ninja in this battlefield as I go around from his battlefield around. Then take it back. On the south side, we're not going to knock off a ninja. We're going to knock off the Joker. And it says after attacking the Joker, name 2 numbers and roll a die. If the result matches a number you named, the Joker is defeated. Otherwise, he escapes. It goes clockwise around the battlefield. So let's see if we can roll a die and defeat the Joker. Okay, I picked this random die out of the pool, and I'm going to attack the Joker. I mean, 2 dice is totally random, 2 numbers. I think I'm just going to pick a 3 or 4. A 4! Awesome! And see if we get the Joker. We did. So the Joker actually got defeated. He goes away. That's probably the toughest thing we had to deal with up in there, huh? Okay, we still have some more to do here with that Batarang. We're going to take this henchman out here. He is gone. I'm just going to put him over here. And then in his own battlefield, he cannot take out Poison Ivy. She's got these two things, right? These have to go first. So I think, tell me if I'm wrong about this, but I think the only thing I can really do is take out one of the ninjas, which reduces a stack on that battlefield. But that does not count as his turn. We still get to play a die. So I think what I'm going to do with his other 4, actually, is I'm going to take his 4, since I can't play another 4, I'm going to play it on the Flames of Fear, so we can get that. Now, that is now defeated, because if you look here, you only have to play, if I had 4 players, I'd have to play a 5, but I only have to play a 4+ here, and that defeats this card. So this card is completely defeated now, which means we take it, turn it sideways with the dice on it, it will not have an effect. So that was a pretty effective turn for Batman. He stopped the Flames of Fear, and he threw a battering around and killed a bunch of people, including taking out the Joker. Well, he defeated them. I don't know if he killed them. He probably put the Joker in Arkham Asylum. Okay, that was Batman's turn. There's a lot of decision-making. This is not a difficult game. It's just a lot of decision-making. Okay, so with Robin, our choice is actually easy for us this turn, because even though he's got things to defeat there, I'm going to take this 5, and I'm going to place it on the destructive mob. We need one more 5 there to defeat it. I don't have another 5, so we're going to have to figure out how we manipulate the dice. Now, the bat signal gives us the ability, for example, let me just, I think does it allow us to change the die face, or just add 1 + 1 or -1 to the die? Bat signals. During the active hero step, the players may spend a bat signal point to increase or decrease a die. So that does change it. So we can take one of Batgirl's 6s, for example, because she can only spend one of them, and turn it, well, she's got her Bat Cycle Assault too. Or we can turn Robin's other 4 into a 5 and defeat. It says 5, it's specifically a 5, so it has to be a 5. We can do that. So there's ways we can spend a bat signal to make this happen. So I think we're okay. But let's decide what we want to do with Robin first. We do have his 2. And we have his rage. Remember, we're going to add 2 to all his attacks. So if we do the Whirling Attack, when activated by placing a 2, Robin must move to any battlefield and deal 7 damage to villains. So he could come here, deal 7 damage to villains, thereafterwards move 4 villains from his battlefield to an adjacent battlefield. That might be worth doing. It's going to be, and we're going to do 7 damage, so it's basically 2 + 5, but it's actually 2 + 5 + 2, because that is an attack. So it's going to be 9 points there. But we could move to her battlefield, do 9 points of damage, and then maybe we could do something else. He's going to end up back on that battlefield, because right now is over there. So I think that's what we're going to do. We're going to take the 2, we're going to place it there. He's going to move to here, because that's what he does. We got 9 points. We want to get rid of stacks, right? So here's 6 right here. 2 more ninjas gone. Now we can defeat Talia al Ghul. And there's 6, 7, 8. Remember, we got 9 because of Robin's rage. 1 more henchman, and he'll take out a thug. So there we go. That was 9 points on that battlefield. Let me just double check. Afterwards, move 4 villains from his battlefield to any battlefield. Okay, what do we want to do with that? We could take, so 4 villains, not 4 points of villains, 4 villains. So let's take these 3 and move them to Batman's battlefield. So they're going to move over to Batman's battlefield. Boom, there we go. And we'll take a 4th one, a thug, and we'll move that over to Batman's battlefield as well. So that's what we did. Okay, that was his 2. Now let's talk about Batgirl, because I have to put, I still haven't touched Streets of Terror. We need a 15+ there. It says, if there are less than 3 heroes defending Gotham City, place 1 bonus die, but we do have 3 heroes. If not defeated in the crisis phase, roll 3 dice for the destruction rolls instead of 1. That's really bad, man. That's really bad. We got to figure out how to take it out. We got to get 15 points on it, and I don't have any bonus dice or anything. And we got to get one more one more 5 on destructive mob. No question about that, because that will destroy a building. Period. At least with Streets of Terror, it's rolls, so we could get a little lucky. I don't know if we'll get very lucky on that. That could be really bad. And we still have our abilities. Okay, let me think about this. I'm going to look at her just a little bit more. Let's look at her in more detail again. I moved Batgirl down the table, so I didn't have. She's too far away from me. So let's. So we got her bat cycle, right? We got that. She also has her bat cycle here. Once per active hero step, Batgirl may discard one of her tokens when doing kicks and punches. So we could put this 3 there, for example. But we also have her Woman's Intuition. When activated by placing a 3, deal 6 damage to a villain, to villains at Batgirl's battlefield. We could kill Talia al Ghul and gain 1 bat signal point. One other hero on your battlefield may change one of their dice. Oh. Why, yes, I think we have a solution here for something. Okay, so, and that's going to be a 3. So that's what she's going to do. She's going to play Woman's Intuition. Good. And we're going to spend one of her signals, her abilities right here. Once per activation, we can do that. She's going to deal 6 extra damage in her battlefield. This is good. So when we activate this, when activating by placing a 3, deal 6 damage to villains. We're going to deal 12 damage on her battlefield. That'll wipe out everything there, I think. And gain a bat signal. So we have now 5 bat signals to spend. One other hero on your battlefield may change their die to any number. So here's what we're going to do with that. So let's do her damage first. There's no more ninjas here, so Talia al Ghul is defeated. That's 5 out of 12. So 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Oh, so close. We almost took them out, but not quite. I'm just going to double check the damage. 6, yeah, and then we got the bonus for the bat cycle. So we're going to be able to do some other things here, I think. Yeah. What does Timely Quip do for Robin? Once per activation hero step, Robin may discard one of his tokens to place a bonus die matching the number of a die just placed on a story card. Oh, gosh darn it. You know what? I'm going to retcon because I'm still learning this game. I would have done that. So, and here's why I would have done it, because then we can start working on Streets of Terror. I would have spent one of his things to place a bonus die when he placed, does it say one other hero? Discard one of his action tokens to place a bonus die matching, nope, just a die on a story card. So when he placed his red 5, I would have done that again to place the other 5 using that ability. That is too powerful. And maybe I'm using these too quickly, I don't know, but I think we get him back in the act anyway. So that will take care of the act card. We needed 3 5s in there, and that really helped. I really got to read these every single time, so I have them, because until I get really comfortable with all of their abilities. All right, that actually was the turn for Batgirl. I was just trying, because he gets to change a die face now, and I'm going to change it to a 6 because I think his power is going to go to Streets of Terror, or gives him options. He can also use the double team attack when attacking. By placing a 6 die, deal 12 damage to villains on Robin's battlefield. So he can change battlefields, I believe. And it also says loyal sidekick. Once each dice roll, Robin may freely move to a battlefield of any hero or the rooftops to enable that hero to flip one of their dice. Oh, okay, good. So we're going to be able to help Batman out a lot here, I think. This is good. Okay, yeah, that is great, actually. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. That was actually Batgirl's turn. So now we're going to go to Batman. He is on the north side of the field trying to defeat Poison Ivy. So he's got a 2 and a 3. I don't really like either of those. We can do his acrobatic attack. When activated by placing a die on here, deal equal. So we could do the 2 or the 3. It doesn't really matter. Yeah, let's do that. We're going to do a. Oops, pardon me. Bump the camera. We're going to do the 3 on here. That'll give me 4 points of damage. And I'll tell you what I'm going to do with that 4 points. We're going to attack Poison Ivy's plants, okay? So here's that, and here's Poison Ivy, because we can't defeat her unless we do this. We still have too many stacks. That's a potential for a lot of destruction. We got to get through 4 acts, right? So if he places that here, that's going to be 4 points of damage. Then it says Batman may move freely once during this action to an adjacent battlefield rooftop. I don't know that he wants to move. We kind of set that up where I don't think he does. But we are going to use Robin's ability to move. However, we got to flip these over now because we defeated him. So this one says roll a die on a 1 or 2, become wounded. Yuck. Let's roll a die. I'll just take a bonus die here. A 4. We did not become wounded. That's good. And then no effect. Okay, good. So we killed our 2 plants. Those are gone. But Poison Ivy is still there. So he's got this 2 left. I think I know what I'm going to do with it. But because he did that, I'm going to use Loyal Sidekick with Robin. And that, again, that says once each die roll, Robin may freely move to any battlefield of any hero or the rooftops. Oh, so he can only move to a battlefield with a hero on it. Well, that may not be so bad either. He's already there. This is... Maybe we can get rid of that. I don't know. We'll see. But I think he'll move to the battlefield with Batman. So he's going to move up to the north. He and Batman are way the heck up there. And it says that to do that, and then after that, the hero, move freely to any battlefield or any rooftop if a hero's there. To enable the hero to flip a die. Yeah, we're going to do that. We're going to turn this. I was debating between turning it to a 1. It says you can do a swinging attack. When activated by placing a 1 die here, Batman must move to any battlefield, defeating the highest villain there. Then Batman deals 8 damage to villains on this battlefield. That's great, but I don't want to do that. That's a 1. So we're going to do a 6 instead. So he has flipped his die to a 6 because of Robin's ability, his Loyal Sidekick ability, and that's where we're at. So now we're going to go... that was Robin's turn, so that is his turn ended. Now we're going to go back to Batgirl. Now Batgirl has some stuff. We could do Rooftop Assault, which says when activating by placing a 6 die, move Batgirl to the rooftops, which she deals 10 damage to villains on any battlefield. We can do that with a 6. Yeah. We could actually wipe out a battlefield because we could do this in... However, we still have to get rid of Streets of Rage, and the reason I got these 6s is because, well, partly because of that. So I do know she's going to have to reserve one of these to go on Streets of Rage, at least, or both of them, but then we leave our battlefields open. So I think she'll do this. She's going to do that with a 6 right there. I think I know what I'm going to do here. When activating a 6 die, she's going to move to the rooftops. So we'll just put her right here in the middle. Doesn't really matter. And she has jumped up there, and she's going to do... what now, 10 points to villains on any battlefield. Okay. She could also use her second token. Once per active hero step, Batgirl may discard one of her tokens when doing kicks and punches, but we're not doing kicks and punches, so we can't do that. Okay, I think we did that, and now let's take out some stuff. Guys, if she does it to the east battlefield, we don't have to go back there. There are 4, let me see this, I'm going to count this again just to be sure. There's 1, 2, there's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So she's going to do 10 points of damage. So why don't we wipe out the eastern battlefield completely? She did all the damage she needs to do. Now we don't have to worry about that battlefield at all. It is done. Now Batman. Now here's what we're going to do with Batman. Batman says heroic leadership. When activated by placing a 6 die, deals 6 damage to villains on Batman's battlefield. Afterward, another hero on Batman's battlefield or rooftop returns 1 die to their character card. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to use that 6 here to do 6 points of damage on his battlefield. I don't know, let's see, we got too many stuff. Maybe I can take out the henchmen. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Nope, too many. We'll just take 3 of these guys off since we can't get rid of either one of them. That's 3. Okay, there are 3 of those. 3 henchmen are gone from there. That's 6 points. And then what we're going to do is we can take a die from a character. What does it say? The one on his battlefield, which is Robin. Right? And I think what we're going to do... or on the rooftops. So here's what we're gonna do. Batgirl is going to take the 6 back to 12 points now towards Streets of Terror. I think we can do it. I think that's all Batman's abilities though, but he does get to do that. So that goes to not a 5 but a 6. So we got a point putting the bat signals all the way up to a 6 because of this. Each time you play a 6 die, gain 1 battlefield or 1 bat signal. So that's pretty cool. All right, that was Batman. We got 1 more die to place with Robin. Now, if we're going to defeat Streets of Terror, so we have a problem. We have these 2 little things here. We're not going to be able to defend. I got to look up the heroic defense. Do I need to get Batgirl back into a battlefield to block some of these guys? So we'll look up heroic defense. So heroes that are on the battlefield with villains during the crisis phase, not on the rooftops, may make a heroic defense against the villain stack. So we have to try and figure out how to move her. Got to figure out how to move her. Well, if we do the rooftop assault with one of the 6s, then we won't be able to get. Gosh, that may have been a bad move putting her up there on the. Oh, we could do kicks and punches with a 6. That's kind of a waste, though. I mean, maybe she wasn't the one I wanted to take the 6 from. She's not going to be able to defend something, so we're going to take a hit somewhere. I got these 2 guys in this battlefield. We can get one down here maybe and take care of them. I don't know. Robin, yeah, this game actually is pretty interesting. It really is. Because we got the 6 die with Robin, we're going to do the double team attack. When attacking by placing a 6 die, deal 12 damage to a villain on to villains on Robin's battlefield. We'll wipe that out. Robin must be on a battlefield or not a rooftop with another hero to use this action. 12 damage. That'll pretty much do. I think that'll do in all the guys there. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe not. Yeah, and that's going to wipe it because Batman can't do. I could just take out. Well, I could. I need to look up one more thing. I want to see what happens if we get our tokens back in the next act. So no, we're using these tokens too quickly. Yeah, we've each used 1 in the first act. That probably was not wise of me. But again, I'm learning the game, so I think we're just gonna take some hits in the city because we got to get rid of Streets of Terror. That is for sure. So I think what we're gonna do with her. So Batman gave her back that. We're trying to figure out what to do with Robin, and I have 2 choices. I can go after this, or I can try. He's going to be able to. Yeah, this might work out. Okay, I'm still tempted to do 12 points, but then if I do that, I do not have enough to take out the Streets of Terror. All of our dice currently will have to go to Streets of Terror, which means Batgirl's on the rooftops. So that was a big mistake. We're going to get hit a couple of times. Batman can't do anything, but we got 2 people. We're going to have 2 groups that are going to not. We're not going to be able to defend against. In the crisis phase. Those are called destruction rolls. Well, I think they're called destruction rolls. Anyway, I think, yeah. Heroic defense. Yeah. Okay. Yep. I think that's what we're going to have. I think we got this to the best we're going to do. So we're going to take the 6 from Robin. We're going to put it on Streets of Terror. Okay? Now, we don't have any bonus dice. Maybe it would have been smart for me to put out another story card and take the bonus die. I don't know. But the next up is going to be Batgirl. She's going to try and help with Streets of Terror from the rooftops. Batman can't do anything. So then we go back around to Batgirl. I'm absolutely not going to use their tokens. And we're going to put another 6 on Streets of Rage, and that's going to take it out. Street Terror, rather. So we did not have this. We're not going to have this happen. So that's good. But that ends our round. So that was it. That's all we get to do. So what happens next? We go to Crisis Phase. And I think the first thing we do in the Crisis Phase is, let's see. When do we get to do Heroic Defense? I'm trying to remember that. Okay, hero round is over. In the Crisis Phase, story card penalties and rewards are resolved, and each remaining villain stack attacks the city. Heroes may attempt to defend the attack during this phase, but only against villain stacks on their current battlefield, and only then if not on rooftops. Okay, yeah, so what we're going to do is we're going to do the story card setup. story card step, which means card penalties. We don't have any, and it says, if not defeated, destroy a building. But we did defeat the story card, so let's take a look at that. We don't get any reward for that, unfortunately. It just goes away. Or not, I'm sorry, we're going to do story cards first. No, starting with the act setup story card. Yes, we defeated that. Then we defeated this as well. We defeated all of them. If not defeated, roll a die. Oh, shoot. While active, heroes... Oh, it wasn't active. We already defeated this, so this was not active. Okay, so this did not happen when she moved to the rooftops. But there's no reward, but we did defeat it. There's no rewards on any of these things. It's just dice consumption, basically. And then it says, if not defeated in the crisis phase, roll 3 dice instead of 1 for destruction. So we did defeat all of those. And then we get citizen casualties. When citizens become casualties, move the citizen right. Destruction rolls. When instructed to make a destruction roll, we didn't do any of that, so none of that happened. Okay, so destroying buildings, getting bonuses. Explosions, casualties, combos, nothing happened from the story cards. But now we get to do the villain attack step. It says, after resolving all story cards, the act leader resolves each battlefield with remaining villain stacks. Start on the north battlefield and go clockwise. Okay. Heroic defense. If there are heroes on that battlefield with the villains during the crisis phase on the rooftop, may make a heroic defense against one stack of villains or masterminds there. To do so, they place their miniature on top. So here's what we're going to do. So we only get to do this twice. We're going to place here's our villains on the north side. We're going to start there. So we'll place Batman there, Robin there, I guess. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's no way we can actually defeat them, but we'll stop them. And here's how this works. So we're going to roll a die. And it says on a 1, we suffer a wound. On a 2 through 6, we deal that number of damage to the stack. If that damage defeats the mastermind or the entire villain stack, do not perform a specific destruction roll. So we're still going to, because we can't defeat them. I don't even think we can. We could defeat this if we rolled a 6. I suppose I can use bat signals on that, right? We'll see. Let's see how lucky we get. Let me read this again. I just want to make sure. It might not be worth Batman even doing that. Well, let's give it a go. So first off, I'm going to get a blue die for Batman. He's not going to be able to defeat that stack, but let's see what he can do. A 3. So he got rid of 3 thugs there, because I think these carry over. I don't know. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 left, so they're still going to get a destruction roll. And then... Okay, I got one of Robin's dice out here. Let's see if he can do something good here. Oh, he rolled a 6! That is enough to destroy the stack. It means they will not attack the building, and he did not get damaged. Well, that was a bit of luck there, so that was good. We're just going to have... oh, and Poison Ivy. I totally forgot about it. Oh, man, you know what I should have done, guys? I forgot Poison Ivy was still alive. I should have put him there, because he could have killed her with that roll. I'm going to retcon this again, guys, just because I'm still learning this game. I'm going to put the 3 thugs back. That would have been useless. I should have done that because he rolled a 3, right? On his die. It's still sitting here, actually. He rolled a 3. I could have burned a bat signal to make that a 4 and taken her out. And that's what I would have done. Because that still leaves 1, 2, 3 attacks on Gotham. Sorry, I forgot. I didn't see her card up there. That's why I'm retconning that, because I missed her card sitting up there. It was behind one of the buildings. Okay, so sorry. I hope you don't mind me doing some retcons here as I learn this first act. As I get better at this, I won't do that. But I thought this was a reasonable thing to do at this time. I forgot about her being there. So if I was just playing Batman and looking at a battlefield, I would not have forgotten that. Okay, so next up we have to roll for each of the villain stacks, right? So we're going to get some dice out. There's 3 villain stacks. If they roll an odd, so these guys are north, right? These guys are south, or west and south. So on the north side, we're going to roll a die. We rolled a 5, so that is bad. That means they are going to destroy something. Down here, we rolled a 6, so they are not going to destroy something. And these henchmen over here rolled a 5, so we're going to have 2 bad things happen. Okay, so what happens when that occurs? They are going to, says, make a destruction roll. The destruction roll is the same with the story cards. So with a roll of 1, 3, or 5, but may be modified by a hero on their battlefield by making a heroic defense as noted. Okay, well, we did modify it. We did that already, and we took severely less damage, but we still got hit twice. battlefield. Okay, and then we're going to have, that's going to destroy a building. And then the act leader chooses. Okay, so, yeah, that sucks. Okay, well, we're going to have to destroy a building on the south face, so I think we'll just do the middle one right here. That building is kaput. And then we flip this over, and there's an empty building. Good, nothing happened there. That is great. But this building is gone, making us that much closer to destruction. Sorry, not this building. God, well, I'm screwing this up, guys. I'm so sorry. That did not happen. Tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to say that this card happened up here. Okay, there. We'll put this here because I haven't looked at it yet. That building still exists. This one's empty. There. That solves that problem because we go around. Then we come around here. This one did not destroy a building. This one did. So we'll take this building here, and we'll do that. Ooh, 1 explosion or 2 casualties. Well, we haven't taken any casualties. We'll take 1 explosion. I don't know if it's better or worse, but we'll take 1 explosion. We're down to 4 explosions we can take before the game ends. Okay, wow. First turn. This is a blind playthrough, so I don't think I actually made any mistakes, but I do think I didn't play that well. So you'll have to tell me. I'm sure you will. Anyway, these two guys defended. Batman and Robin defended the North Battlefield, but we still lost a couple of buildings in Gotham City. And then we're going to finish this. So we're going to go now to the next part of the game, which is going to be Gotham City status check. After resolving all story cards and villains' attacks, the player checks to see if Gotham City has fallen. Well, it hasn't, so we're okay there. And then it says cleanup step. The player discards the skill card they have active for the act to a common discard pile near the bonus dice. Pull, retrieve their hero dice, and return all bonus dice to the dice pool. Return to the act phase and begin the next act. Okay, well, that's what we're going to do. So this is going to go away. We're going to get rid of that. We're going to get rid of that. And we're going to get rid of that. And I'm going to go place this over by the bonus dice. Then I'm going to return all their dice. And I'll do the rest off camera, but I'll return all their dice to their respective heroes. And we will do that. There, that is done. I did it on camera even. That is all done. And then that is going to mark the end of this round and the end of this episode. So in the next episode, I'm pretty convinced I'll get this done more smoothly. In the next one, we have defeated 1 act card. That is cool. I'm just going to put this right here. And we have defeated a couple of the story cards. So next time, we will have a new act. And it's some new story cards, and we have lost 2 of the buildings. That is not great. We still have some stacks already on the board, and we're going to have to repopulate again. So this could be really bad. I didn't defeat everything there, but what we are going to do, just as a case point, all these defeated guys, they don't stay. They go back in the bag. The ones we defeated for the next segment of the game. But these ones, I believe, stay out. We'll see what happens when I go to the next step. I don't think we take them back out. We got a lot of bat signals, though, guys, to spend. We're going to be okay, I hope. We're going to have to draw some new skill cards, etc. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. Please like, share, and subscribe. I hope you enjoy Batman, Gotham Under Siege, my playthrough. It is a blind playthrough, like I said, so I'm learning the game as we go, and that's why I'm kind of going through the rules with you as I play and learning. I hope you're okay with that. I know some people love it, some people don't. Sorry, it's the way you can only do it one way or the other. Also, I got a new episode coming for my studio build. I'm working on that right now with some editing, and that will be out soon. Yeah, and I also got some other stuff, something else coming pretty quickly that'll be interesting. So thanks. Talk to you in the next episode, and I will see you soon.